of Instruction. Really excited to be talking to y'all today about technology, especially as it relates to education, better serving our students, our families, our program partners. With me today is Julia.
Hey everybody, I'm super excited to meet with you all. I am the Director of Education, former school counselor. We are so pleased to have you in this place. Excited to share our knowledge with you all, and we are deeply appreciated the work you do in your programming, in your school, in your communities. And this is our nicely done Google Bitmoji offices. There are other few members from this education team, but today we are gonna have Jordan, me, and Christian will lead us with his perfect ideas and quick tools that we can all implement it in our practice.
So Christian joins us as our EdTech Associate Director of Education Technology, over 10 years of teaching experience in the classroom, and just a great guy and super knowledgeable about the latest and greatest for tech integrated into learning. So,
all right.
Thanks, Christian.
You two are too kind. I do my best. So welcome everyone. I'm really excited that you are all present. I'm excited to share a variety of wonderful features and tools that I even myself had a lot of fun learning and have implemented and applied in my day-to-day work environment. So really quickly, I just want to go over who we are, Study Smart Tutors. So we partner with a variety of educational institutions and college access programs to provide students for K through 12 college, career, and lifelong success opportunities. We are a team of educators, TRIO alumni, first-gen students, and education professionals, again, with a variety of experiences, and we bring our passion to this company and the curriculum and the trainings that we provide everyone. And in terms of experience, we support a community of more than 120 school districts and college access programs, and we serve over 50,000 students each day. And again, we provide a variety of trainings, professional development, consulting, and events for families. Julia and Jordan kindly introduced themselves. Again, my specialty is education and technology, and that's what today's webinar is going to be focused on presenting. Okay, so I want to take a moment for you all to take a poll, which is going to allow you to share your backgrounds with us. So either Jordan, Julia, you should see a polling menu popping up in your screen. So just take a moment, fill that out. So we get a chance to know who's present in this training. So great, we see administrators, we see some teachers, counselors, mentors. So a nice variety and mix of attendees. We really appreciate you all. Okay, as a former teacher, I enjoy seeing that teacher number increase.
Awesome. We are also seeing where are you guys joining. I see Sacramento, Arizona, Flagstaff, Corning, North Hollywood. Lots of California folks. We have Wyoming. This is beautiful.
Yeah, once you're done with the poll, I can tell all of you all are educators. You all are great at reading the directions, but definitely once you're done with the poll, open up the chat. Make sure you're sharing with all panelists and attendees. We are the panelists, Jordan, Julia, and I. You are all the attendees, and then share where you're calling in from today, and makes this a little bit more personal for us.
This is beautiful all throughout the state. Orange, the Logan. I see Philadelphia.
All right.
San Marcos. This is beautiful. Every time when I see something, I want to comment for each space that, oh, I've been in Logan. Oh, I've been in the Philadelphia. That was beautiful. Oh, Arizona, sounds so good.
Oh, that's great. What a
Awesome.
variety. Great, excellent. Well, wonderful. Again, I appreciate you all, great variety of attendees from all parts of the nation. So this is how it should be. Welcome everyone. Okay, so let me go ahead and move forward. Eventually, I mean, I'm going to cover a lot of information. Don't stress. This is going to be recorded. You'll have copies of this. You'll have a chance to go back on your own time to review anything. So don't stress about taking notes or trying to remember everything. Just take it all in. And again, we'll provide a copy of the video for you. We will give you opportunities to interact and ask questions. So we will have a Q&A. You should see a Q&A button. So at any point you have a specific questions, feel free to click on this button, enter the question. Julia and Jordan will let me know, and we'll be sure to take, pauses every few slides to address some of the questions that you might have. Okay, so today's agenda, we're going to cover a variety of tools, Mentimeter, Chrome extensions, and a variety of productivity and efficiency apps. So here's a quick list. I don't want to go over each because I'm going to do that one at a time, but later on when you get a copy of this video, this will be a good place to start to get a sense of all the different apps and extensions that we'll be covering today. Okay, first thing I'd like to introduce to you is something called Mentimeter. In fact, today's presentation was created with Mentimeter, and what's great about Mentimeter, it allows you to upload existing PowerPoints and PDF copies, maybe of Google Slides that you will have created, and it allows you to add interactive slides that generate real-time responses from viewers with live polls, quizzes, word clouds, Q&As, and more. And you'll definitely see that in action, and it's a great way, especially in a webinar setting, to get feedback from a variety of individuals in a very clean and appealing and fun format. And I'll be highlighting those when we get to it. Okay, so we want to do a quick icebreaker. If there is a person you could go back in time and meet, who would it be and why? And this is going to be the first slide in which we feature Mentimeter. So we're going to go and push out the link for you all to actually access this. So there's two ways you can do this. The first one is right up top. You can go in and type in menti.com into your browser and enter the code, or Jordan or Julia will place in the chat box the link that you can just simply click on, and you will be given access to this question. So as soon as you do so, go ahead and start answering the question again. If you could travel through time, where would you go and who would you want to meet? Aha, wanted to meet with MLK. All right, excellent. Marcus Garvey, he loved himself and had a great global perspective. Excellent. South Africa to meet Nelson Mandela. RBG, all right. Helen Keller. And as you can see, all your responses are populating nicely. Meet with your grandparents' family, Princess Diana, Martin Teresa, Alexander Hamilton, J.R. Tolkien. What a nice variety of individuals. All of them are inspirational. Definitely many of them are figures we need desperately right now in our lives. I love the responses. Again, what's kind of cool about Mentimeter is I can pause the scroll so we can slow down and take a look at all your responses, or I can unpause and kind of see more of your responses. You notice in the bottom right, it's telling me how many of you have currently responded. So again, it's a very dynamic app. That's great for a webinar type setting. Leonardo da Vinci, all right. Want to meet my ancestors, ask for guidance, absolutely, I hear you. I don't think you can ever have enough guidance. Amelia Earhart, all right. Find out what happened, those intriguing questions of history, of course. Cesar Chavez, absolutely.
I did see Mother Teresa. I want to join that too, that meeting, if you were able to go back.
Personally want to travel into the future, past this moment in time. Woo. I'm with you, I'm with you. Beethoven, all right. So again, thank you for your responses. These are all very inspiring. It's just great to see these historical figures that are still important to us and definitely gives us all hope. So again, this is a great feature of Mentimeter. Provides us a list of responses. What's also great about Mentimeter is afterwards, I can generate this report of all your responses, and we'll be sure to include that in the video we'll send you. So if you want to see what others had responded to, or you want to keep a record of it, you're more than welcome to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Okay, so next question I'd like to ask you all is common frustrations when working, teaching virtually. So specific to the software we use, I'd like you to take a moment to identify and describe a specific frustration you have when working and or teaching virtually. For example, I personally get frustrated by emails because sometimes things can get lost in my inbox. So here again is the Mentimeter feature. So take a moment, offer a comment, sharing your specific frustration when working or teaching virtually, depending on your background. Not being able to connect with students, absolutely. Difficult to feel connected to the students, yep. Unable to make contact with students, technological challenges, not being able to walk over to someone's office and having to wait for an email reply. Right? Sometimes it's easy, that physical contact is so important. We all miss it so much. There's no sense of the room. Sometimes it can feel very flat and disconnected. Wi-Fi issues, oh boy, I've had my fair share of those. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen during a webinar. Networks dropping signal. Frustration has to do with my own lack of technological savviness to make presentation more appealing. Well, you're just in luck. I've got some tips and tools for you. Some having a lack of virtual meeting etiquette, absolutely. These are new formats, new environments. We're all learning how to negotiate, harder to read students. Excellent, really a variety of comments. I'm pretty sure I've experienced all of the ones you've all listed. So appreciate you sharing. Redefining a successful workday, absolutely, yeah. I had a learning curve myself to learn, how to time manage has become more important than ever before. No reactions from students, yep, that can be very frustrating. That's where some of the tools hopefully I'll be featuring today can help out with. Sending a form survey and not getting responses. So again, a great variety of responses. Again, we'll give you a copy of all this, but yeah, there's a lot out there. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. Thank you all for participating. Much appreciated. So as you can tell, you're not alone. There are studies that are being conducted on this, and there is a lot of frustration among workers in a variety of industries and disciplines, especially now as we move toward a more distance education or distance work environment. And the key really is going to be finding the right tools. There's two quotes here that really stand out to me. Technology and tools are vital to the virtual world, but what is it that makes a useful tool? As Eric Clapton says, it's in the way that you use it. There's a lot of tools out there, but really being strategic and figuring out which ones are going to work the best for you and using it in a way that makes sense to you is going to be absolutely important. And of course, the future work is based on identifying and sharing new resources so that your team can access ideas that aren't going away anytime soon. Okay, so one more quick question. What's your favorite Chrome extension or app? So I just want to kind of see what you all are using currently. So you can either identify your favorite Google Chrome extension or app and briefly explain why you find it helpful. Or if you haven't used any Google Chrome extensions or apps, I want you to think about a feature you'd like to have to help you either be more productive, engaged, or efficient. And you can do that in this slide as well. Again, I'd like to see where you all are at in terms of your existing skill sets and maybe favorite extensions, or if not, to take a moment to think about, well, if I had this magical app or extension, what would it be? What would provide me a tool that can make me more efficient or productive, or maybe engage my students more? So take a brief moment to think about that. Okay, Screencastify Bitmojis, all right. Google Slides, absolutely. I found so many since working remotely, but attendance meet is great, all right. Netflix Party has helped me feel more connected. Pear Deck, interactive presentations, Grammarly, Adblock, all right. Grid View, I have not used any of them, so okay, we're seeing a little variety here, excellent. I wanna know more about what else is out there. Slides, because I can send live links to students. Absolutely, that's a great feature. I want to know more about what else there is I don't know about. I'm new to this. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to provide you some new tools today. So yeah, it looks like there's a variety of skill sets, a variety of tools that many of y'all are already using. So I'll definitely be previewing some of these and more. So you are not alone. This is great. I've never really used a Chrome. Perfect. Chrome extension. I know lots of people that like to use Bitmoji, trying to discover what there is. So definitely this webinar is designed to give you that opportunity to explore different apps. Okay, so great. I appreciate your responses. Again, we're seeing a variety here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on so we can finally get into it.
Christian, before we move on,
yes.
the extension, would you mind answering live that question from Tamika Jones?
Oh, let me see. What was her question? Let me see. Okay, you may address this, but does using extensions increase pop-ups or hackers? I experienced an increase a little after the global shutdown. My district uses Macs. So Tamika, excellent question. So my best answer to that is that it depends on the extension, unfortunately. So that's why you want to choose an extension that's from trusted, it's used widely, and I'll show you how to determine that. Because that, yes, you're right. You know, when you're dealing with extensions, you're essentially dealing with a third-party app sometimes, and you have to be careful which third-party apps you want to select. But I'm going to, most of the extensions I'm showing you today are from established companies. So the danger in it being hacked is minimal to non-existence, but you're right. You have to be careful. And unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in currently. But excellent questions. I appreciate that. And I'll be sure to revisit it. Okay, so I want to structure today's webinar according to three levels. So the 3 pillars to leveling up your workflow. Okay, so when I create this webinar, I really try to think of tools that can help your efficiency, your productivity, and of course, your engagement. And we definitely saw each of these populate in some of the questions that you, or I'm sorry, answers you provided. Okay, so the first thing is where to access a Google Chrome extensions. So I want to preview that for you real quick. So some of you might know, but some of you might not know, and that's okay. So if you open up Google Chrome, by default in the upper left-hand corner, there will be a Chrome web extension store. If you simply click on it, you will be able to find a variety of really interesting extensions. But like Tamika said, you have to be careful which ones you choose. And Tamika, to be specific to you, one way to determine whether or not an extension is to be trusted or not is the number of reviews submitted. So for example, some of you mentioned Grammarly. And as you can tell in Grammarly, there's 38,000 reviews. It has almost a near perfect star rating. So I would definitely trust this as an extension to be trusted. And you can, you know, you can even click on the reviews and can actually read what user experiences are like. But anyways, this is where you'll be able to access your Chrome Web Store. If you don't have this icon for whatever reason, you can just type in chrome.google.com/web store. And then you can just type in what extension you want if you know what it is, or if not, you can just search among a variety. And the list is exhausting. Don't be overwhelmed. It's always good to start small. But this is where you access it. Okay, and this link will be provided for you. Okay, moving on. So first one I'd like to preview is something called Save to Google Drive. This extension allows you to save web content directly to your Google Drive. All it involves is a simple click, and I'm going to preview that for you here. So let's say you're doing a search for Jordan. Hopefully I'm keeping this neutral. I'm going to go with kittens, something specific. Okay. So in the past, you'd have to download it, then you'd have to upload it into your Drive. So the Google Drive extension allows you to do this in one click. So again, you would go back to Google Extension, you would enable it. So you see it up here. All extensions that you download are going to appear in this upper right-hand area. You see I have a lot, but right now I'm just going to show you the Save to Google Drive extension. And what this allows you to do is if you just take an image or even a document, PDF document, you just right click and you just go to Save to Google Drive, and then you can either save it as a link or you can save the image directly. And with one click, as you can tell, it's uploading, and that's it. So if I were to go to my Google Drive, you can now see that image has been quickly transferred. There's no downloading involved, there's no uploading involved. It happens in one fluid, simple manner. Also, I'd like to highlight, once you have a couple Chrome extensions, I should have highlighted this. There's a little puzzle icon here in the upper right. This is where you can enable or disable any of the extensions that you're interested in using. So that's our first one. Okay, again, eliminates multiple steps with Google Drive. Okay, next one is Google Calendar. This is great for efficiency. I know working in the virtual world, our calendars fill up very, very, very quickly. And sometimes I just want a quick access to knowing what's coming up. So again, if I go here, this is the Google Calendar extension right here. And it does two things. First, if you click on it, it gives me a very quick overview of all my upcoming meetings. Oh no, this is scaring me a little bit already. But again, it just gives you a quick one-stop shop. And you notice here, there's a number here. This tells me when my next meeting is. So in 20 hours, I'm going to have another meeting. Okay, or whenever that's scheduled for you. So again, it just eliminates multiple steps, because usually in the past, you'd have to click on this. Sometimes things get lost here. You have to kind of scroll through it. But with this extension, it gives you a nice, clean, easy to read format, goes by day, and just one click and you can see what meetings are coming up. All right. Link shortener, this is one of my favorites. Someone mentioned, oh, hey, when I create a Google slide, I can send it to my students. I can send them the link. How cool is that? But sometimes, as you notice, links can get very, very long. Traditionally, there are a lot of link shortening sites, but again, you have to go to the site, you have to copy and paste your link, then you have to copy and paste it to the field where you want to send it to your students or maybe to other workers. So there's something that will make your life easier. It's a link shortener app. So again, let's say I go to EdSurge is a great site. So let's say you find an article, how project-based learning helps students. Okay, let's say you found this article you want to share with students. Again, in the past, you'd have to copy this. You have to go to the linking site and you'd have to, go through a couple steps to get that link. But now with this Chrome extension, URL shortener, Chrome extension, all I have to do is click on it once and it instantly generates a shortened link. And if I just click on this copy button, now I have it. What's also really cool is if you have a preferred link shortening site that you like to use, chances are it's listed and you can just simply click on it and it can default to whatever link shortening site you prefer using. Looks like Jessica has a question. For link shortener, do the links expire? No, they do not. They should be able to work indefinitely. So again, I just did it with a click of a button. And now if I copy and paste it, it instantly takes me and it eliminates a couple steps in having to generate that link. I use this daily. I think this is probably personally what saved my life recently. Okay. And again, this is free. All the things I'm showing you are free. Okay, next one, Google Docs Quick Create. I love this. I absolutely love this as well. This extension allows you to quickly generate a Google Doc presentation, sheet, form, or draw. No need to open your Google Drive to select these options. Again, I try to select tools that will eliminate multiple steps. We've got so much going on in our virtual environments, and anywhere we can eliminate a step is going to help us be more efficient. So let me show you that. Let's say I'm working and I want to create a doc, something inspired me. Up here, you'll notice the Google Docs Quick Create. If I click on it, boom, I can quickly select, hey, I want to create a new form. I want to create a new slide, spreadsheet, doc. Let's say I want to do a slide. So if I just click on it, and it instantly generates that sheet or doc or slide for you. Whereas in the past, you have to go to your drive, you have to click on new, you'd have to select it, right? It's just a couple steps that are now eliminated. Let me actually go back. I should show you where to get this. So, and if I go back to your Google Chrome store, maybe I rushed through this a little bit. Let's see, the name of this is Google Doc Quick Create. So if I just type in the search, Quick Create, and here it is. So I already have it added. That's why it's showing added. But if there's something I want to add, let's say I click on this, all you have to do is with a simple click of a button, you just click on Add to Chrome and it'll instantly generate that extension for you. Again, you'll have to click on the puzzle icon to enable. You have to pin it, but that's basically the process. Okay, let's see, there's a couple questions here. How do you make the extensions you have visible in the top right-hand panel? Carlos, excellent question. I'm glad you asked that. So again, let's say I enabled an extension, I don't see it, which by default you won't, which always frustrates me. So again, go to this puzzle icon in the upper right-hand corner, click on it, and you'll see all these little pins. So if I unpin, so right now, if I want to unpin something, I'll click on it and my Bitmoji extension disappeared. If I want to re-enable it, I click on it, boom, it now appears. So again, the puzzle icon is going to be your source of salvation. Let's see, another question. What is the most common ending? Okay, ending to link is used on Google Features. I don't have the puzzle icon. Are you using Google Chrome? If not, maybe go to your settings. So if you click on this little vertical ellipsis, you should be able to find the puzzle icon. Okay, let me move on. All right, so I want you to take a moment. I want to take pause. I've kind of showed you a couple. So I want you to take a moment. Which of these efficiency tools are you most excited about? So of the four, I want you to rank the efficiency tools we just reviewed in the order in which you believe they will be the most useful in your day-to-day workflow. Okay, so here is, again, Mentimeter. Whereas before I showed you kind of the comment feature that Mentimeter offers, now I want to show you some of the ranking tools. So again, take a moment and rank the efficiency tools that you believe will be the most useful. And then in the meantime, while you all choose this, Moises, you have a question. Who is the Quick Create Google extension offered by? Looking for it now. I'll go back in a moment, Moises, once the ranking is done, and I'll go and show you. All right, so it looks like there's a heated competition. Save to Google Drive, URL shortener is dropping. Oh, it's back in second place. I'm excited. Now it's back to third. So good. Definitely seems like the top two are Save to Google Drive. Yeah, because when we're searching for resources, it's definitely, we're doing a lot of that. And it's a great way to save some time. And in Google Docs Quick Create, absolutely. Again, we're working from home, we're creating a lot of slides, a lot of forms, a lot of surveys, a lot of sheets. So again, having that option of eliminating all those steps is excellent. And then Google Calendar is a sad fourth, but you know, give it a try. It is something that I appreciate, especially when I'm busy and I just want a quick glance at what's coming up. But looks like Save to Google Drive comes out on top. Jordan, what do you think? Are you excited about this result? He has his own opinion.
I like the shorten link.
Yeah.
that was my aha moment, was the
Yeah.
link shorteners, because we're sharing links so often these days.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So thank you for taking the time to rank. Let me address Gonzalez's question. So let me go back here. Let me go to my extensions store. So if I go to, again, Google Doc Quick Create in the search field, it should be the first one that pops up. And Moises also asked an excellent question about, well, who's created these extensions? And that information is also provided. So right here, it's telling you who it's offered by, and you can click on it. So when you click on it, it will give you additional information. It'll tell you what the extension offers, and it should give additional information. Here's the reviews. So if you're wondering, well, is this trusted? Does this really work? You know, look through the reviews. Look at overall how people, you know, feel that it's helpful to them on a day-to-day basis. And if you feel that the reviews are not positive, if you click on related, it'll give you other options, other extensions that do something similar. Okay, so again, hopefully this answers your question. This is where you can get, again, this even goes back to an earlier question about, well, who can I trust? So this is where you can do it. I apologize, I have some noise in the background. Okay, let's move on. Let's see, any questions? Can you sync Google Calendar with Outlook? Yes. Yes, you can link it. That's going to be for another day, but you know, towards the end, if I have time, I'll definitely revisit that, and I'll give a chance to preview that for you. But yes, you can integrate it. Okay, so I want to show some productivity tools. One of my favorites that I've been using a lot is something called Trello. This extension is a powerful digital organization tool that essentially consists of cards that you put into lists on a board. Think of this as an enhanced planner that helps you keep track of all your tasks and projects, offers collaboration, uploading, tracking tools, and the problem it addresses is managing, detailing, and keeping track of individual projects. So let me go ahead and feature that again. Aha, I have my Trello bookmarked. Hopefully Julia doesn't get upset at me at all the tasks I haven't finished yet. No, I'm kidding. So as you can see, there's a lot of customization. And each of these, the way I use it is each of these is a task. Each of these is something that I need to finish. Now, this is better than a to-do list because if I click on it, you can add additional information. You can offer a quick description. You can create your own checklist of, hey, this consists of 4 steps. And as you complete it, I actually did this. I feel better now. 50% complete. You can add additional comments. You can add attachments. You can add a due date. You can color code it in terms of labeling. So again, one thing that I found working from home is just how many, you know, keeping track of all the tasks that I have to complete. So Trello is something that I use to help me. I have my to-do, I have my doing section, and then I have things that I've completed. Tamika has a great question. Is Trello landed on your desktop or does it stay open as a separate tab? So this lives on your desktop. As you notice, I accessed it. I created a bookmark up here. So I click on it. It just populated. Okay. And what's great is, let's say this is for my current job, but you can have multiple boards. So let's say if you're a teacher, so this was my SST, Study Smart Tutors workflow, but let's say, and I download this as a template. You know, let's say I'm a teacher and there's different, I want to organize things by week. So week 1, these are the things I have to complete. Or by the end of term, these are the things that I want to make sure that I address with students. Or, hey, before a semester begins, these are each of these are different, you know, list of tasks that I want to prepare for. So you can really customize this in a variety of ways. Okay, so you can have multiple boards. There's even templates that you can choose from. So let's say if you're struggling to set up, hey, how can I make, you know, Trello work for me? There are a variety of existing templates that you can choose from. They have a kind of a cool Trello template store. So if you're in education, if you're in the business world, if you're in marketing, or maybe You know, we're all working remotely. Let's look at that. That looks fun. If you click on this, here are a bunch of templates. Let's see here, remote team meetings. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we're all awash in meetings and in virtual environments. So here's an example of someone who created a template for meetings. So if you look through it and you like what you see, like simply clicking on use template, it will, you can even keep the cards that they have if you want to see how they structured it. Let's do that. Click on create the board, and then boom, it's right here in your list of boards. If you click on it, as you can tell, now you just took someone else's template. You can modify it however you want. You know, they use it to kind of keep track of their meetings and keep track of important updates to tasks that they're maybe working on as a result of the meetings they've had. So again, there's a lot of features. I don't want to go too crazy with it. You know, Trello is free at a base level, but obviously if you want more collaboration tools, like if you want to add more people to a card, unfortunately there's paid tiers, but I use the free version. I keep it very simple, as you can see here. And it definitely does it. It really helps me keep track of everything that I have to do in a week or a month. Can you share boards with colleagues? Jenny, great question. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. This is, however, so if you see up here, there's an invite button. So I can create a team. So I can add Jordan, Julia. Let's say there's a certain, I create a board just for a specific task, let's just say. Let's say I was creating, 2 weeks ago, I was creating this webinar. So I said, Jordan, Julia, I need your help. Take a look at what I've got. Maybe give me some extra ideas, or am I on the right track? So I can create this as a team, add additional users, and then we can all collaborate in one place. So yes, you can. Let's see. I use
Another question related with from Jessica. Do all parties need to have the extension to collaborate?
Yes. So you would all need to have a Trello account, and so you can add each other to it.
Then the last question with this one is Trello landed on your desktop, or it stays open as a separate tab?
So it's a separate tab. So what I'm showing here is on my browser. So, you know, again, I keep a bookmark. Sometimes if I just want to look at it, see what's coming up, I'll just click on it and it'll populate. But yeah, it is a browser-based app.
Beautiful. What about this one? The Trello to-do list?
Yeah, so great question. So Trello is, I would say it's a glorified to-do list. So not only can you list simply, I mean, you can make this as simple as or as complicated as you like. If you simply just want to use this as a to-do list and just, you know, simply write, oh, I have to, take out the trash, or I have to finish this project A, or whatever that might be. You can just do that and just keep it as a to-do list, and you can just check them off as you've completed. Or if you want to, turn each to-do list into, to include its own set of information, you can do that as well. So again, there's a variety of ways you can use this. You can keep it as a simple to-do list, or you can expand it into including more information and details. So for me, if I'm working on a bigger project, I like to create lists for myself. I like to give myself information in terms of what it is that I need to, complete, all the different nuances and details of it, especially if it's complicated and complex and there's a lot of moving pieces. This is a great way for me to keep things organized. Okay, so that is Trello. Now, Google offers its own version of this. Most people aren't aware of it, or just haven't taken the time to maybe experiment with it. So it's called Keep in Tasks. Okay, task is similar to a to-do list that can be linked to Google Calendar and emails, which is really cool. And then Keeps is Google's version of a note-taking feature that allows you to invite collaborators, create reminders. It can also appear on the Google Calendar. So Google does a great job of offering their own versions of productivity tools. So I'm going to show, let's see here. I'm going to show you my personal, because that way, and I was uploading a video here. Okay. All right, so if I go to my Gmail, on the right-hand side, you should see a keep and a to-do tasks item. So if I go to keeps, you'll notice that I've listed a variety of things that I want to keep track of. I'm writing a sci-fi novel, so I'm using a keep to kind of keep track of, you know, my outline to things. These are all different characters. And, you know, I do a little audio editing. So, you know, if there's a certain settings I like, I keep note of it because I can't remember everything, especially the first time I learn it. So this is a great way you can keep track of things, make notes for yourself. And again, you can be as complicated as you want. You can color code it. You can add collaborators. You can add images. You can archive it. You can send reminders. And again, it will integrate with your Google Calendar, which is really cool. So if there's, let's say, something here that you want done at a certain time, you click on the remind me and it will show up on your Google Calendar. Okay. The other one is tasks. So if there are certain things you want completed, you can just add a task and go grocery shopping. Oops, I can't spell all of a sudden. And that's it. Okay. Another really cool thing about tasks, and this is fairly recent. Let's say an email comes up, and I'm going to reveal my Amazon purchases here. And you can, if you click on it, you can actually add it to tasks. So let's say an email includes something that you have to do. By clicking on the box, highlighting the email, and going up here and clicking on the add to task, you notice that this email was just generated as a task. So once I have a couple things here and I'm being stressed out, oh my gosh, what was that? Where was that email again where I had to complete something? Well, if I just go to my task, I can just click on it and it will take me directly to the email with whatever instructions are included for me to work on. Okay, let's go back to our presentation.
Question from Maria. If I don't have the G Suite account, does that mean I could not use the app?
Okay, so that's a fantastic question. So Maria, I am definitely using Google Chrome as the browser of choice for all of these extensions. However, you can use whatever browser you want. So if you're a Firefox fan or if you're a Microsoft Edge fan, they themselves have extensions that you can link with their browsers. Now, excuse me, they might have a different store, just like the Google Web Store, but definitely these extensions, if they exist on Chrome, 99% sure they'll probably exist on Edge or Firefox, and you can enable them and disable them in the way that I've been showing you here. So again, I'm sticking with Google Chrome for this presentation, but absolutely, if you're an Edge fan, or if you are a Firefox fan or Safari fan, you know, definitely they offer extensions themselves. So great questions. Okay, so really quickly, which of these productivity tools are you most excited about? What did you all enjoy? Did you like Trello? Did you like Keeper Tasks? So I just want you to, which of these productivity tools are you most excited about and why? So take a moment to think about which of the three that I just featured you would appreciate most, and maybe offer a quick description in terms of how you believe it can make your life a little bit more efficient or productive.
Christian,
Okay.
for tasks,
Yes.
tasks and keeps, that's unique to the G Suite.
Correct. My apologies if I wasn't clear. You're right. Task and keep is G Suite. Absolutely. Good. Trello, but I've downloaded all of them. Good. Task, especially tagging an email to get back to. That was huge. I love that. That's one of my favorite features of Task. I think that's awesome. Trello, increase of team collaboration. Absolutely. Like the details with Trello. Task, I knew it was there, but never thought to use it. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes there's so many tools out there and there's almost like a paralysis of analysis, but just dive in there. I promise you'll like it. Trello, because just a little notebook in my Outlook calendar to plan. Absolutely. Started using Google Keep and Tasks and has been awesome, especially from an email. Yeah, I think that's one of the best features they added onto it recently. I just absolutely love that. I have used Google for quite a while and never seen Tasks. I will definitely use it now. Excellent. I'm so glad that we've been able to inspire you to use these tools. So good, I don't have anything complex. So Google Keep and Tasks is going to help me more. Excellent. and especially the email linking. So good, there you go. I mean, if what we got out of this was Trello and then task and how I can take emails and turn them into tasks, I think that's a tremendous victory. So I'm excited to see your excitement on all these things. Wonderful. Okay, great. So there's a few more tools I want to show you, so I'm going to move along. I appreciate your comments. Again, we're going to make these available to you. So good. Looks like we're getting some great feedback. Okay. So next
Quick
one.
question before we
yeah.
move on the web
Absolutely.
paint from about the Trello. How can you hide Trello if you don't want to be on your desktop the whole time?
Oh, then simply delete it. The tab. So let me show you, let me go back here. So let's say I was checking on my Trello. Hey, I got this to do today. So simply just close your browser and it's gone, just like that. And since it's browser based and it's attached to an account that you'll create, it's free at first. You just can just bookmark it, click on it and go back to it whenever you need to. And there it is. Okay, so yeah, you will have to create a Trello account. So this is specific to an account. I linked it to my Gmail. And so it's always there. So whatever you put here, it lives. It doesn't disappear unless you choose to archive it or delete it. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, next tool I want to show you is something called the Web Paint. This is a great engagement tool. This extension allows you to mark up and capture any web page. And you can create image copies with highlighted sections you want to provide students in assignments or information material, or maybe a coworker, I don't know. That's a great markup annotation tool. So let me preview that really quickly. So I'm going to go back to EdSurge. And unusual links, school bands are going to keep practices safe and why it matters. So let's say I found this exciting article and I want to highlight some parts or make notes on it. And then I want to save this and send it to students or maybe colleagues. So again, once I have it enabled, I click on Web Paint and bam, just like that, I can take notes. Okay, this is better if I have an iPad. Okay, or let's say I want to highlight. You can circle sections. You have different shapes. You can fill them in if you want to cover something. You can draw arrows really quickly. Okay, you can take a picture of it. You can take a screenshot and this will save your markings. You can also, you have a color picker. So if there's, different colors you want to choose, you can. And again, it's just a nice tool. And as you scroll, it keeps it static, which is really nice. So if there's other sections that you want to highlight, you can. You can also write in text. This is a great idea. Okay, and again, it stays with you, and then you can take a screenshot of it, or you can export the whole web page very easily. And again, this is, a great quick way to annotate text based on what you need it for. All right, so that one's pretty straightforward. And of course, you can clear it all, and then you can just simply click and delete it. Okay, so if we, here's a question from Jessica. If we sent an article in mass to students, would they be able to see it without having the extension? Yes, absolutely. They do not have to have this extension. So you can, as I showed you, if I go back here, once I make my markings, if I click on this button here, you can take a screenshot of the current web page with your annotations. And it'll create a copy, an image copy, and you can send that to students, and they do not need to have the extension. So great question, great question. Okay, so that is web page.
Again,
yes.
Yeah, what do they call it again?
Oh, this is called Web Paint, Web Paint.
Yeah, awesome.
And good, okay, let me move on. Okay, next one, and I saw some of you mention this, it's Screencastify, and it's an extraordinary tool that allows you to very quickly record audio, record your webcam as you are browsing the net. Because I heard many of you mention it, and I want to kind of get through to the end of this this presentation, I'm going to skip past it a little bit. However, in the recording, I do have a video that I recorded. What do you think, Jordan, Julia? Should I play this really quick? It's about a minute long.
Yeah.
Roxanne. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Why not?
let's play with it.
Okay, so I used Screencastify. I wanted to show you the walkthrough. It's about a minute long. So I created this using Screencastify. And again, so the video will walk you through how to do this. All right, so I want to walk you guys through the steps on downloading Screencastify. So as I mentioned earlier, you want to go to the Chrome Web Store. Okay, and this is going to bring up all kinds of extensions. So definitely, challenge yourself to maybe preview some of these options, and you never know what you'll find. But for the sake of this, you'll go ahead and type in Screencastify. And here you go. This is what you'll want. Add to Chrome, add extension. It'll take a second or two. Okay, that's it, and it's right there. Now, one thing, after a while, you're going to have a lot of extensions, and there is a extension manager that Google Chrome provides in the form of this little puzzle icon. If you click on this, you can pin and unpin any extension that you use. So in this case, you'll want to pin Screencastify. This way it'll appear in your extension little menu here. And to record and begin recording, you just simply click on the icon. Now, you'll have to do this the first time you actually set up Screencastify, but you'll only have to do this once, which is linking Screencastify with your Google Chrome account. So you'll just click on Sign in with Google. Walk you through a quick steps. Make sure your camera and microphone or any drawing and annotation tools that you use are enabled. And that's it. It's as easy as that. Now, to actually begin recording, you'll click on the Screencastify icon, and it'll give you a range of options. You can record only your webcam if you prefer, your desktop, maybe just a browser. You can enable or disable your webcam if you want students to see yourself, and then you just click on record. That's about it. Okay, so you notice how easy that was, and there's a couple questions that came up. How much can we record for? So the free version of Screencastify allows you to record up to 5 minutes of video. So that's pretty good if you want to do quick things. Now, if you want to go beyond that, there is a paid, you will have to pay for it, but it's pretty cheap. I actually purchased it myself. I think it's like $1 or $2 a month, something ridiculously low. But for free, you can record up to 5. And it saves into your Google Drive very quickly, instantly. Can we obtain the link to this video? Absolutely. In fact, that's how I uploaded it into Mentimeter. It provides you a link that you can share with students. Or what I did, I took a little extra step here and I uploaded this into my YouTube education channel. And so now I was able to then take that link and upload it here into Mentimeter. But yeah, there is a link provided. So if you're a user of Google Classroom, it integrates well with that. So, so again, great tool. Definitely recommend Screencastify. Okay, moving on. Bitmoji engagement. You saw our Bitmojis at the beginning of this presentation. I know this may seem silly, but students, we want to add some fun into our lives. So this extension allows you to insert personalized emojis as an element of fun and personality to web-based presentations and documents. You need to first create a Bitmoji account using either an iOS or Android device. But once you've done that, let me bring back my browser. You will see the little Bitmoji app up here. If you click on it, you can select from a variety of sayings, messages. You can search a certain, let's say you want to give thanks. So come up with a variety of poses of your Bitmoji. And if you just click on it, you can drag this Bitmoji, maybe into a body of an email or maybe into a presentation to make things a little more fun. Students always like these, or even just in our day-to-day work environments with our colleagues. It's a great way to add personalization and a little bit of fun. Okay. Only trick with this is you have to first create it using Android or iOS, and then you can link it into any browser of your choice. Okay, I'm going to skip this past one, Julia and Jordan, because I want to get to the end. But you know, would have hopefully you appreciate some of these tools. But I'm going to move past. So we want to take a moment to introduce you to our Study Smart Partnership team. So if you have more questions, Laura, I see your presence. Maybe if you want to take a moment to introduce yourself, if in case some of our attendees want to reach out to you all with some additional questions, or Jack.
Thank you, Christian, for the super informative webinar. I'm Jack, Study Smart founder. I think we've got some other members of our partnership team on this call, but we'd love to connect with you all if anybody's interested in talking with us further about the professional developments that we offer to staff or workshops that we offer to students. So thank you all very much.
Great. Julia, Jordan, would you like to add anything else on this slide?
We are grateful that you join us today. We want to be mindful of your time, so we cut it in 1 hour. We'll put this recording and the presentation in our, you'll receive this recording via email if you registered this webinar. Other than, have a wonderful afternoon. We are grateful that you join us today and appreciate the work that you do with your students.
Yeah, and if you have any of you have any questions, we're happy to hang around here for a few minutes. Again, thank you so much for presenting. I hope you were excited about some of these tools. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. And I really appreciate all of your interaction and your comments. It's, you know, you made this presentation live and dynamic, and I highly appreciate it. Okay, so we got some questions. What is the Trello to-do list extension called? It's just called Trello. Just go to Trello.com and it'll guide you to set up an account, a free account, and you just go from there. If you want me to preview that, I'm happy to do that. So let's say you're new to Trello. If you just type in Trello.com into your browser, click enter, and there you go. I already have an account, so obviously it's set up. Let me do one in incognito. So again, if I go to Trello.com, this is what you'll see first. So you can sign up. And again, when you first sign up, it's free. You get a lot of stock features for free. If you want, you know, more deeper collaboration type tools, you know, you can explore those, but Trello offers a lot for free.
I pushed the survey link. Please respond at that link, give us your feedback, let us know what you need, so how we can help. What are the other topics that you are interested in the lesson, so we can make that happen for you, and excited to hear from you.
Yeah, please definitely provide